Alright, I've been seeing a lot of comments in the forums about how, like, hiding in the grass is the best way to die, or, like, how hiding in the grass is dumb and it's for noobs, but I don't know. In my experience, it's been pretty helpful. There's a couple examples of just, like, people just can't seem to see you when you're hiding in the grass. Like, that guy was not that far away, and this is a couple of patches before editing the INI could make the grass just disappear. So this is even back when there were people who knew ways around the grass. So what I've decided to do is just put together a quick video of my experience with sneaking around like a sneaky snake in the grass and how it's worked out for me. Again, the beginning part of this video is just a couple of clips of how effective it can be and how, I mean, I feel like people would be surprised if anyone who hasn't actually tried it. Like, these near misses are pretty impressive, and even when you mess up the ambush like I just did here, you'll see that, like, he still has no idea what's going on. A couple important tips are bushes are a great place to exit a crouching or enter a crouching state. Bushes are a good way to either begin your ambush or leave a camping position you've been hiding in. This is just a win I'm kind of proud of, using the bush. My friends have been pushing me to hide behind the rock on the left there, but you'll see that the bush seems to be a pretty good place to hide. People don't tend to look directly at a bush for a player, even though they often from a distance look exactly like a player. This take isn't bush related, but I was very proud of my friend Cody here for using audio cover. He was stalking around here, heard players in this building, and then a plane came by, and a thought occurred to him. Can I use this to cover my audio of dashing into this house? The answer was yes, yes he could. These guys just had no idea what hit him, because Cody's a good boy. Now, Cody is doing a good job here of demonstrating something you shouldn't do for hiding in the grass, which is to run around for a while in a big open area and then try to hide in the grass. It's a really good way to give people who have been eyeballing you a chance to open fire. Cody did not survive this mistake. A better way to transition from sprinting around to a prone state is when you're approaching a hill like this. Anyone watching you from behind will lose you as you go over the hill, and anyone on the other side of the hill will hopefully not spot you as you go up over this hill. Obviously, this isn't a foolproof method, but if you haven't been starting from a prone position where you're pretty sure no one can see you and you've been doing some high risk running, this is one of the better ways to transition to the sneaky state. Now, obviously, if you get spotted while you're sneaking around, it's going to be a high risk, high reward situation. If you are crawling in the grass and someone sees you, you're in a very bad position. But that is just kind of how you play this game. You got to balance risk reward and take chances when it's a good idea. Visual cover is often referred to as soft cover because it is not going to protect you from bullets. That's why trying to play stealthy is sort of a playstyle choice, and you have to be okay with that kind of thing. Here's a clip of me also showing off the kind of mentality you have to have. I had a shot on that guy and I didn't take it because discretion is important when you're trying to sneak around. Anyone who doesn't know you're there and continues to not know you're there is not a threat. That guy I was chasing posted up in the 2-story, and I opt not to take that delicious shot right there because these guys are exchanging fire. You don't have to be invisible when you're stealthing. You just have to be less visible than the nearest, more visible player. I'm showing an extreme level of discretion not opening fire, as I have multiple good shots and opportunities to take out one or two of these players, but doing so would leave me exposed to the other. Throughout the course of this play, I continually weigh my options and how great a shot I have against how much I don't want to give away my position. And eventually, Oh, that part was very hard not to take that shot, as the other player was leaving and that player was preoccupied. But as you can see, they distract each other, and I get to move on toward where the circle's headed. So that worked out for me in terms of being a stealthy player who lives to fight another day. It can also be pretty sneaky to exploit soft cover. Here's a win I got where I fire through soft cover with a silenced weapon so that my enemies really don't have any idea what hit them. I imagine these players were fairly frustrated and confused. I considered using the third place player's position behind the rock, but because I was behind this hill, I felt this gave me more versatile cover. And we once again see someone demonstrate that if you sprint out in the open and then try to take cover, it's not a great idea. Again, some may not like the plodding pace of stealth, but I find it fairly rewarding. Sometimes, when you're playing in squads, it can be hard to convince your teammates to follow this playstyle, which can lead to hilarity and frustration. As you can see, Cody is not a huge fan of sneaking around and is kind of an asshole. So your mileage may vary in squads. Alright, so that was my sort of rambling rundown of some tips and thoughts and ideas on stealth, sneaking through the grass, etc. And hope you learned something or at very least enjoyed the video. And, have fun out there.